Hi everyone, my name is Poonam Mehta. I'm Managing Director Trainings at Right Directions. Today, I'm again going to conduct a session how student and examiner appears for an IELTS speaking examination. To know about speaking strategies, you can watch my YouTube video and link is mentioned in the caption. Well, IELTS speaking exam is always being assessed by the examiner on the basis of IELTS marking criteria. First is task response, second is pronunciation, third is lexical resource, and fourth is grammatical range and accuracy. See, well, it's very important to speak confidently during IELTS speaking exam. You know, people are born with confidence. They don't struggle with the confidence when they speak, and they just simply speak. Some people measure words and think before they speak. Maybe they think too much as they lack confidence. Well, in our country, when it comes to native language, people become very confident when they are speaking. But the moment they start their English, they just get nervous. They speak bad pronunciation. They make errors. They make mistakes. So overall, don't get panic. Don't have a fear of speaking English. Just simply be confident while giving IELTS speaking exam. So let's get started with the session. Okay, so welcome to the speaking IELTS exam. My name is Poonam and I'll be your examiner. Okay, so what is your full name?
My full name is Naveen Yadav.
Alright, so can I have your passport please?
Yes, sure ma'am, here it is.
Okay, alright, thank you so much. So in part 1, I'll ask few questions to get to know you better, and some questions are general topic. Alright, so what is the meaning of your name?
The meaning of my name is novelty, which means new.
Okay, so does your name reflects your personality?
Yes, I do believe my name signifies my personality because as per I believe my friends and my near dears have always suggested that I have a new perception towards everything surviving in the world.
Okay, so do you study or work at the moment?
Presently I am studying. I am pursuing my post-graduation from a well.
So what are you studying at the moment?
I am pursuing MTech from a reputed college in my hometown.
Okay, so why did you choose to study the subject?
I have always aligned with technical field, and I had seen many of my relatives and friends getting progress in this field, so that's why I have chosen this field as an education stream for me.
So do you like this subject?
Yes, surely I like this subject. That is the particular reason I have chosen this for my entire career.
Okay, so is it very interesting?
Yes, it is very interesting. We have to deal with machines, automation strategies, and it sounds really good whenever someone pronounce you as an engineer or as a BTech professionalist.
So are you looking forward to work?
Yes, I am looking forward to work. I want to work in a very renowned organization, and I want to make some new inventions so that I can have a name and fame in this industry.
So where you gonna see yourself after 5 years down the line?
I just want to see myself as a reputed at a reputed post at a very reputed organization, and I want people to learn from my learnings and my experience.
So do you prefer to study in the morning time or afternoon time?
There's no such specific study at any time, either it's in morning or in evening. It's always about the need of an hour.
Alright, so what are your hobbies?
Usually I do not have a constant hobby. I usually change my hobbies as per the weather, as per the requirement. Nowadays I have developed a new hobby of reading books. Now you can term me as a bibliophile.
Okay, that's good. So do you think you can choose your hobby as a career?
Yes, surely people can choose their hobbies as a career, but in my case, engineering is can't be a hobby, but surfing net or surfing technical gadgets could be a hobby. So I think that people surely can change their hobby into a well-lavishing career.
So what type of hobbies are common among friend circle?
Generally, I had seen people playing games, doing gymnastics, doing some yoga together. That's what I think that people share these kind of hobbies in common.
All right. So what is your favorite food?
My favorite food is an Italian dish, which is white sauce pasta, and I always have craving towards it. And whenever someone asks me to have it, to consume it, I surely nod my head in affirmation.
So do you know how to cook?
No, I do not consider myself as a perfect cook, but I really have tried one or two times to make white sauce pasta, but it doesn't turned out to be the same as per the cafe baked one.
All right. So this is the end of part 1. Okay. So now we will continue with part 2. So here is your cue card with question and pencil. All right. And paper, and you will have 1 minute to look at the questions, and you can make notes if you wish to. Then you will have 2 minutes to speak on the topic. All right. So I'll tell you when to start and when to stop.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Naveen, so your 1 minute time is up. So you can go ahead and begin your cue card.
First of all, thank you so much for this lovely topic to speak in front of you. As the topic suggests, I have always had a keen interest in every conversation that I have with any of the person. But here I am going to speak about a conversation that really seems enticing to me, and that was really interesting one. It was back in my school days. I was an average kind of a student. I wasn't that much participative. One day there was a seminar in my school. A foreigner was coming, a foreign delegate was coming to address the students and the other staff members. When I sat in the seminar, I was really panicked or paranoid. I wasn't really willing to attend the seminar, but my friends and my teachers have forced me to attend that, and I guess it turned out to be the productive one because I got to learn many new things from that seminar, and I thought that speaker really interesting. Then after the seminar winded up, I went to the speaker and asked for 2 minutes to have a conversation with me because I needed more motivation as long as he possessed the same. So I went to him, and he gave me 2 minutes and called me in his cabin. When I went to the cabin, he motivated me in a very influencing manner. The things, the nuances he told me about his life and his experience was really, really fruitful, and I got to learn many new things about technology. I got to learn many new things about different accent, different language. From that moment I have started taking an interest in technological field, and all I would like to say is that was the conversation that really influenced me to choose engineering as a profession in my career. I still possess his learning and his experience with me, and whenever I get a chance to deliver a seminar or conduct a speaking session in my classroom or in any other purpose, I always mention his name and his learnings and experience to the listeners, and I feel really proud that I met him, and that was the conversation that I really
Okay,
enjoyed.
stop the cue card. So please pass back the cue card to me with pencil and paper.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much. Now I will ask part 3 questions. Okay. So let's start with, what is the difference between conversation between male and female?
Usually, I do not consider that there's so much difference between conversation happening among male and female.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that females are quite emotional towards the topic. If you are willing to share your sentiments or sensitive topic with them, they would surely give a productive review towards it, and they would that review would gonna help in maintaining that thing for you.
Okay, Naveen, you have to be bit louder as voice is being recorded. Okay. So, what is the difference between talking on phone and face-to-face conversation?
There's very much difference between talking on phone and face-to-face conversation. While you are telephonically conversating with someone, you cannot express yourself properly. The other person would not be able to understand the nuances and the gestures you carry. But while you are conversating with someone in person, the person would definitely know, would recognize you better, would signify whatever you are feeling, and with your gestures and your movements.
Okay, so why do some people get nervous when they give presentation?
That's a very interesting question. Even I had got nervous when I was in my school days.
Okay.
I believe that it's based on the nature of a person. If he's introvert, he would feel shy while speaking in front of anyone. And if he's an ambivert or an extrovert, he would not face any barrier while speaking.
Okay. So, do you think using visual aids while giving presentation are very necessary?
Yes, I believe these are very necessary because the graphics images would help the listener or the audience to know the nuances of the presentation in a better way. It would be more detailed and more progressive in terms of delivering your session.
Okay, so why is body language very important?
As I've said earlier, your expressions, your movements are very crucial if you are trying to deliver or speak in front of someone. With the help of body language, a listener can identify that either you are active in the session or not.
Okay, so do you think humor is very important to a speaker?
Well, personally, I believe humor or witty nature is very important for a speaker because it binds the audience in a certain way that one cannot feel distracted from the conversation or the presentation happening or at that place or premises.
Okay, so what kind of speaker do you think you are?
Like I said in my Cuba topic, I wasn't that much willing to speak in front of the people, but after the learning and experience I have shared with the motivational speaker, I got to become more motivational and more influencing to the people. And whenever I speak in front of anyone, the other person have always reviewed me as a person who has always motivated him. So I consider myself as a motivational speaker with the help of my experiences and learning.
Okay, that's good. So what kind of speaker do you generally like?
I'm that kind of a person who really like those who are not judgmental towards anything, who are really spontaneous in their opinion. I really like those who do not make opinions towards anyone, and the one who is bold enough to represent his views is a good speaker for me.
So is public speaking important in politics?
Yes, I believe public speaking is very much important while you are representing people in politics, because politics is that kind of profession in which a representative has to address many people and has to help many people. If he isn't able to express himself fluently, the other people won't be understanding him, and surely there would be a chance that being a capable candidate, he won't be getting selected for that post or for that post or for that position.
Okay, yes, absolutely, you are right. So are there any disadvantages of face-to-face communication?
Well, I consider that there are no such big disadvantages or demerits of having a face-to-face conversation. Like the way, if you're conversating with someone in person, the other person could really understand whatever situation and whatever dilemmas you are going through. It would be a productive thing instead of being a negative thing, I consider.
Okay, and the last question is, how do friends communicate with each other?
Well, in my friend circle, I had always been informal towards them, because I believe after your parents or your siblings, friends are the only people to whom you can share whatever you are going through in your life. And I guess if the conversation between a friend among friends would be formal, there would be certainly a void that could be avoided with being informal and being casual in friendship.
Okay, so that is the end of the speaking test. Thank you so much, Naveen.
Thank you.
See, so now you got the idea how student appears in IELTS examination. So today, in this video, Naveen acted as a student in front of me and gave the speaking session. So you can also be the next and can give speaking session to me at Right Directions. For that, you need to call at our technical support number 925483333, and you can have next speaking live session with me in this same channel next week. At present, Right Directions is providing online classes of IELTS, PTE and Duolingo. We are also giving live classes, face-to-face online classes with good access of material, and students are pursuing online classes with us. If you guys are also interested, you can get in touch with us at Right Directions to take online classes. So right now, Right Direction is constantly working on the updates on the visas also, and I would be live tomorrow with CCSQ College, Canada. So you can see me live tomorrow also. Right now, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Quora and Pinterest. So see you soon in my next live. Stay tuned. Thank you.